Returning to my Coin Lady channel, I am pleased to see you again. This is the day I never saw coming. Gary Gensler goes totally bonkers, the SEC goes totally bonkers, and I am about to tell you some utterly bizarre things. When I considered the state of governance right now, I never imagined the SEC would act in the way they did. Also, this is a catastrophe, yet nobody seems to be talking about it. The idea that this federal agency is poised to collapse is absolutely unbelievable to me. Be that as it may, I'd want to bring a smile to your faces before we get into the SEC news, so please hit the like button to ensure that this video reaches everyone. Is this guy familiar? Sure, Jim Cramer. I am pessimistic about cryptocurrency, he declared recently on his broadcast. Keep your money out of cryptocurrency. God, it's awful. Keep your money out of cryptocurrency. My friends, that is a red flag. No need to freak out over anything I'm about to show you. Alright? No, it's not important. Ultimately, this Jim Cramer index just provided us with the most optimistic signal imaginable. Now that we've taken care of it, let's discuss the global economic situation. Then, we'll focus on the SEC and their actions, as well as a major cryptocurrency exchange. This is crucial information that everyone should be aware of. The capacity letter, the information it provides, is just absurd. That's the first thing I want to mention. Someone mentioned them on Twitter. Make sure you follow them on Twitter if you utilize that platform. Fear not, though, I intend to divulge much of this information to you regardless of your familiarity. Nevertheless, they just published this thread in which they divulged numerous vital details on the Hong Kong Hang Seng Index, which recently plummeted 9.4%, marking its biggest decline since 2008 and the second biggest decline since the year 2000, correct? Totally insane. Very well. The most recent two financial crises were in 2008 and 2000, in case you were wondering. The dot-com bubble burst in the year 2000. I'm sure most of you recall the housing interbanking crisis that happened in 2008. This is a fascinating period, isn't it? We're experiencing this type of behavior while we're in the midst of a bull run. This, however, is quite typical, and it even offers a fantastic opportunity, which I will reveal to you in the video's closing moments. First, though, let's get our heads around what's happening. The value of stocks traded in China's market today could reach a new high of 3.5 trillion yuan, or almost $500 billion. The previous record was set on September 30th, following the stimulus announcements, but this blew it out of the water. As you can see, the market was experiencing unprecedented levels of exhilaration before plunging into a state of catastrophic loss. If you need some context, China unveiled massive stimulus in September, which included a 0.5% cut to reserve requirements, a 0.2% cut to the 7-day RRP rate, and a reduction in mortgage rates. Here we have the Chinese government's attempt to stimulate the economy, which they hoped would prevent the total collapse of their major mortgage brokers and many of their banks. Unlike the stock market, real estate is China's most popular investment vehicle. In terms of the economy, it's very different from, say, the Western Hemisphere. Consequently, things were looking bleak. Meanwhile, China was trying to reverse 5 consecutive quarters of deflation when this happened. Even though most people see deflation as a positive thing, it's actually quite detrimental for any top-tier global economy, as asset prices would be steadily falling in such a deflationary environment. Because everyone is watching prices fall, they decide to hold on to their money, which causes prices to fall even further, and they continue holding on to their money, which sets off a huge snowball effect. Things keep becoming practically useless as this phenomenon persists. This prompted action from the Chinese government. They did, of course. Everyone was expecting additional stimulus after China's announcement last night at 10 p.m. Eastern, just before the stock market entered a week-long holiday break on September 30th. But there was no announcement of fresh stimulus. We have been emphasizing since stimulus started in September that it is not a long-term solution, and the outcome was a massive flight from the Hang Seng. This will only work in the near term. We witnessed the effects of stimuli during the COVID-19 pandemic. In our situation, it led to significant inflation due to the fact that the US government and various asset classes operate slightly differently. On top of that, it's a growing population that isn't entirely company app seen, so, yeah, it's not fantastic overall. There is no such thing as free money, though, as we discovered in 2020. In this case, I agree with what Kobe said in his letter. The funny thing is that US stocks have been completely unrelated to this. You may be wondering, what will happen to tech stocks in the US? So I'll answer that question for you. Of all, what is happening with XRP and cryptocurrency in general? Indeed, I will thoroughly investigate that. I believe there are a few things for which we will need to make preparations. Be that as it may, this isn't the end of the world. Wait till you see what I say at the end of the video, before you freak out or sell anything. Because, this whole thing actually opens up an incredible opportunity. Because of that, I felt compelled to share all that information with you. Okay, then, I guess we can talk about the SEC news. What in the world? Alright, the SEC men take note of Crypto.com. Hey, why are we even here, dudes? Seriously, the SEC is mind-boggling. That they are acting in this way is really unbelievable to me. This news headline from Washer Guru, a fantastic news source, I adore them, simply floored me. I mean, I was completely taken aback. This piece of data has me completely captivated. By the way, this happened immediately following the SEC's emergency meeting, during which they were practically at war with each other. During their discussion, all of the SEC commissioners brought up the fact that they are currently unpopular with the public. This Ripple litigation appeal is probably not a good idea. Wow, that's totally a bad choice. Who is this person after all? Who is paying these individuals? Whoa, we're just like American taxpayers, it seems. Alright, each and every one of you has the power to truly unleash a tempest and expel these individuals. Something needs to be done. Very well. Coincidentally, Crypto.com did reply to the SEC's lawsuit, and they made a fantastic response. The first step in totally dismantling this crooked organization is reading this aloud, so I should probably do that now. I know you all want me to do it. Sure, pay close attention today. Crypto.com has decided to join a number of other companies in suing the US Securities and Exchange Commission. We are doing this to safeguard the future of the cryptocurrency industry in the US. The decision to sue was made after receiving a Wells notice from the Commission staff, which shows that the SEC is continuing its unauthorized and unfair regulation campaign through enforcement. It is puzzling that there are bipartisan signs that the next administration will advance cryptocurrency in the US more constructively and effectively. Like, seriously, the SEC's current behavior is the worst possible way to put the Democrat administration in jeopardy. Seeing my video is an honor. Thank you for watching my channel and for subscribing. I will see you later.